What is going on? What is going on, everybody? You know what it is. It's your boy Scotty doing a solo live stream. I'm going to wait a little bit, let some people get in here real quick before I start talking about my discussion on what Dak meant to the Cowboys. All right. But if you are here, in the description, make sure you click on the subscribe button. Make sure you like the Facebook page. Make sure you go. If you want to look up off script in the Facebook section, you can do that as well. You know what I'm saying? I greatly appreciate that. Y'all go like and comment on the page and do a little something like that. All right. So real quick, it's not gonna be a long video. It's gonna be a short video of just what Dak meant to the Cowboys. Right now, everybody knows my stance on Dak. I am not a Dak Prescott fan. I think he's a great leader. I think he's a great person. But I don't think he's an all-world quarterback. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's top 5. He's top 10, maybe mostly top 15. I can definitely say he's top 15. All right. Now, my biggest issues with Dak have always been the money he's asked for versus what he can do for your team. Okay. I've always said you put him on other teams with less talent. He's not Dak Prescott. He's not the $40 million quarterback that you all think that he's worth. A lot of Dak Prescott fans and people who are on other teams that root and they shout and holler for Dak and all this. He's okay. He's all right. Now, let me kind of break down an analogy of what Dak meant to the Cowboys in general and why they looked so pedestrian as they did, right? So, one, if you've ever played football before and any sport, it doesn't have to be football, it could be basketball, soccer, any team sport, right? And you have a superstar player on your team, right? And they go down, there's a morale issue that's gonna come up regardless, right? It's gonna be a morale issue. And a good example is I'll use my high school football team. When I played high school football, my school sucked, right? We sucked for the longest of times. We were in the Washington Post for the worst high school football program in the metropolitan area. Let that sink in. A national newspaper wrote a story about my high school being the worst high school football program to ever be in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, the metropolitan area. Okay. So my senior year, I've never played football for them before. My senior year goes into, we get a star quarterback. His name is Melvin Harris, right? He plays for us, and I mean, he breaks every record you can possibly imagine. He's all state, he's all Met, he's all metropolitan, all state, all this. My thing is to say this, is that if Melvin ever had gone down during that season, there's a hopelessness that comes over the team. Why? Because nobody can replace what he does. You might need 5, 8, 10 guys to all be one to do what this one guy did. I mean, you have a quarterback who can throw for 200, run for 100, punt return, kick return. You know what I'm saying? And is good at everything, right? So now bringing that back to Dak, yeah, Dak might not be an Aaron Rodgers and Dak might not be a Russell Wilson in the total spectrum of everything. But for the Cowboys, he's everything. For the team, he's everything. You see what I'm saying? He's the one that gives Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup the confidence to say, hey, I'm going to hit you. Hey, this play's coming up. I'm coming to you. Hey, Zeke, hey, wait your turn. Hey, we're going to do something for you. He's that calmness factor that brings everything back to normal, brings everything to a level that everybody's on the playing field. Now, does that equate to wins? It doesn't always happen in every situation. Sometimes you can have a superstar player and you still suck. That's a possibility. And then you can have a superstar player where you don't suck. But what I'm saying in terms of Dak being for the Cowboys, Dak is the Cowboys' superstar player. He is what they look up to. He is their leader. So when you see your leader go down, you see what I'm saying? It's more or less like, it's no different how the Chiefs would feel if Patrick Mahomes went down. They would feel like they weren't the team they could be because there is no Patrick Mahomes. Now they're professionals. They know they got to get up to go to work. They got to earn their money, things like that. So you're going to get people fight through those feelings and emotions of, because you don't have time to weigh on, you don't have time to grasp, but you just gotta, hey, next man up. But in the back of every player's mind is the fact of, dang man, we don't got our guy. Dang man, this wouldn't be like this if we had our guy. Man, we could do this if we had our guy. That's always in the back of your head, and it's always churning. You see what I'm saying? So what Dak was for the Cowboys, Dak for the Cowboys was a Russell Wilson. Dak for the Cowboys was the Aaron Rodgers, because he was that leader. He was that headstone that everybody could look to, that he's gonna no matter what. I'm chopping. I'm going. We're going. We pushing forward. We pushing forward. Hey, we're here. We're together. We're doing this. We're doing that. So when you don't have that galvanizing, that's a great word for it, galvanizing force to push your team forward, there's going to be lackadaisical moments. There are going to be people that don't show up. There's going to be people that don't bring that energy like they normally would. But does not mean that. But what that doesn't mean is that there's nobody can step into that role, because with all players, if you show something long enough, players will be like, oh man, he can do it. You see what I'm saying? If somebody new comes in, is what I'm saying. Like if somebody new pops up, somebody new comes in, like if they would have gave Ben DiNucci a chance. Because it's the same thing that happened with Dak with Romo. Romo goes down, Dak steps in place, and then he shows his stuff, he shows his mantra, he shows his moxie, and they're like, man, he could be it. He could be the guy. And it's the same thing with anybody else. It just takes that time to groom that. And when it initially happens, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to grasp. Like if Romo would have went down the 6th or 7th game of the season, it's a little bit different for Dak, because let's say the Cowboys were 5-1 and Dak comes in and, you know what I'm saying, he's a little slow to it. Then you're like, man, when's Romo getting back? You see what I'm saying? Like it's little things like that that kind of wane or in players' minds. But overall, what I wanted to say was simply this. Dak is equivalent to Russell Wilson for the Cowboys, right? Does that equate to wins? No. Does that always equate to having an outstanding team? No. But within that locker room, within that team base, within that team structure, he is everything. So let's say this, right? So going back to my high school team, let's say we have Melvin and there's another kid down the street who's an all-star quarterback, right? And he's just as good. But we get him and, you know, and let's say Melvin gets hurt and we get a new guy. Well, he's as great as he is, he doesn't know the dynamic structure of this team. He doesn't know all what Melvin has done for the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're a great quarterback, but can you return punts? Can you do kick return? Can you play safety for us? Sometimes you go to running back for us? You see what I'm saying? Like, because we need that, and we need that. Yeah, you're a great quarterback. You can throw a great D ball. You can throw this, but are you mobile? You're not mobile. Oh, it's those little things that you start nitpicking about the next guy that you're like, man, but our last guy could do this. He could do this. He could do this. So no matter how great, you know, that guy is, you're looking for what fits your team. You're looking for what made your team good, what made your team great. And that's where I feel the lack of confidence within Andy Dalton. That's why I felt they quit on Andy Dalton, because they're just simply comparing him to what Dak would have done, could have done in that game, or it probably still ended with an L. And that's the crazy thing. It probably still would have ended with a loss, but he just wasn't Dak. So there's a fracture right there. So those are my points, man. I hope you guys, you know, stay tuned. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel here on Facebook, my profile. Yeah, listen, we bringing out content every day, man. Appreciate you guys for supporting us, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.